Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about calcium, which I think can be a commonly misunderstood nutrient. Calcium is an alkaline mineral that's necessary for bone health, but it's not the only important player critical to maintaining strong bones. Vitamin D, vitamin K, and magnesium are at least as important as calcium for long-term bone health. We tend to focus way too much on calcium alone, when it's actually a combination of many minerals and vitamins that work in concert together to maintain healthy bones. And by the way, calcium intake does not correlate to a lower fracture risk. So you might be asking yourself or saying to yourself, well, I'm just going to go ahead and take calcium anyway, a calcium supplement anyway. What's the harm in that? Well, it can actually be very harmful. Too much calcium can be dangerous. It ends up in the wrong place in our body and wreaks havoc. Our bodies have a really hard time absorbing calcium into our bone tissue all at once. So it ends up calcifying other tissue in the body, including our kidneys, and then you end up with kidney stones, and our arteries, and you end up with arterial plaque. And this includes plaque in the brain. Think of Alzheimer's or dementia. So it's safe to get calcium through your food, but it can be harmful to get your calcium via a supplement, particularly without all of the other supporting nutrients. And the single most important thing to remember about calcium is this: it's not how much you're putting in your mouth, it's how well your body can absorb and use the calcium. And vitamin D, vitamin K, magnesium, zinc, copper, and many other nutrients play a critical role in how well your body absorbs and uses calcium. Okay, so the best way to get your calcium is through your food. And that includes foods such as dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, Swiss chard and bok choy. You can also get calcium in nuts, particularly almonds, legumes, and sesame seeds. Tahini, which is a sesame seed paste, is actually very high in calcium. So all of these foods have a very highly absorbable form of calcium as well as other important nutrients. And contrary to what the dairy lobby may have led you to believe, you do not need to consume dairy products in order to get enough calcium. Have you ever wondered where giraffes or elephants get their calcium? They are some of the biggest bone mammals in existence, and they are not sitting around drinking cow's milk. They actually eat plant foods all day long, which is what we humans really should be doing. And parents, if you're still thinking that you need to feed your kids milk, just be aware that a study was published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which showed that a higher intake of fruits and vegetables throughout the teen years improved bone density in adulthood. And it's because all of these amazing nutrients like vitamin D and calcium and vitamin K, magnesium, etc., are found in abundance in fruits and vegetables and other plant foods. Well, you might be asking yourself at this point, so do I ever need to take a calcium supplement? And the only reason why you would need to take a calcium supplement is if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis. And if you do take a calcium supplement, the form of calcium is very important. You want to avoid carbonate or ascorbate forms of calcium. They're really hard for our bodies to absorb. The best forms are citrate, malate, phosphate, and other what are called multi-chelate forms. And you want to avoid low quality brands such as Viactive, which actually the first ingredient in that is corn syrup. So it's really important to read your supplement labels and choose a high quality brand. So that's all I'm going to say today about calcium. As usual, I will be posting what I've talked about today to my blog, and you can find a link to that below. And in that blog post, I'm going to give you more specifics about bone health supplements. Next time, I'm going to talk about food versus supplements, which I've touched on a little bit today. But many of you may have wondered at some point in your lives, should I be taking supplements? So I'm going to give you some very specific guidelines on that. I hope you'll join me next time, and otherwise have a great week. Thanks, everyone.